Did anybody understand that by that budget request we were putting in, that we were adding an extra $4 million to the voting machines contract? No, nobody knew that. Yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer, and I just signed the one for this next year. Are you suggesting maybe I'd better go back and read every line of it? I mean, I do look through it. I do look through it. I know I do that. But the way some of those documents are presented is pretty hard to figure out the dollar limits, and so what we do is we give general instructions. Listen to this one. Jenny, don't add an additional $4 million we don't know about. So we give general instructions, and we presume they're being followed. Because remember, the other was that there was a clear instruction to him, don't spend over $50,000 without coming back to the commission. So no, yeah. And I think, who did he prepare, had the final word on that budget?
He did.
He controlled that budget and the way it was presented to us. Had I seen that, I think I probably asked him. Yeah, I probably asked him, like I most recently asked Jenny. At the last meeting she had, you may or may not remember, she had the budget request that I had to sign by Friday or something, I think.
Yes, sir.
And I just said, I can't do it. Can't do it right now. I'll take it home with me and review it, and I'll get back to you. So I took it home and I reviewed it. We give it a review, but it's a cursory review, but we have all the dollars and stuff in that we just don't know. We look at the overall budget, what the overall budget number is. So that's where we are. I'm thinking that budget request too. I don't even know if we ever asked for all the money to be given to us at one time. I'm not sure about that. Did we, Jenny? Did but they didn't do it.
Correct. We did
Okay.
ask, but we were not given the full amount.
Okay. That's all I can tell you about it. You know, and I did look at it. It's available for any of us to look at, I guess. And we look at it, passing it through, and some things we catch and some things we don't. And I will tell you one thing I figured out, the whole state budgetary process, it's a bit Byzantine to me. I've now figured out it's not straightforward and clear. And I was involved in federal budgets for many, many years ago, and I don't think they were quite as complicated and Byzantine as state budget process might be. By the way, I'm not saying for all the other people involved with it, I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying it's hard to figure it out and follow it. But I can just assure you right now, we had absolutely no idea that the voting machines contract had jumped from 28 to, in the range now we see of about $33 million, all in all. In my opinion, doesn't lie in the contract with TD Bank. These numbers got, not the interest numbers, the interest we didn't know about. We didn't know there would be interest on any of this purchase. And no one told us. No one told us. Even after the interest show up in the calculations for the contract. We never saw those contracts. I never saw them. Did you see them? You see them, Joanne? Cliff, I don't think we didn't see the contracts. We just authorized, and Harry went off and did what he did. And now we find out much, much after the fact that he was contracting with that company on into January of this year. Quite frankly, one thing I would like to know, and I'm not sure any agency in government is pursuing it, I'd like to know exactly where that money went. I'd like to know who made money under that contract, commissions, lobbyists, employees here, former or past. I'm not saying they got money. I'd like to know that myself. If it were left to me, I would get out a pad like this and somebody would have to sit down and we would all walk through it line by line. I would like to know where the money went. We don't know that. I would like to know an account. I'd like to have an accounting for where all that money went. We don't know that yet, but I suspect we're not going to be able to dig it out. We just don't have the resources or those kind of skills at this agency, and it's not what we're charged to do. But I think we've all expressed we're surprised by the numbers of this purchase, And I think it's fair to say all of us would like to have, some clear accounting or understanding of where all that money went. And, when we get that, we just may go, we wish it didn't happen that way, but that's the way that it is. But we don't know enough now. We've had so many things crop up that we didn't know about that, I told you last time. Somebody said, do you think that everything's handled? And I went, what we know about we're handling, but I won't be shocked if something else comes up this afternoon.